and my phone was like on fire in my pocket. I was like, it's like, I was like, what's going on? I looked up and he had shared it, and it was like follows and like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
going
yeah.
crazy. And
Mm-mm.
Joe Rogan just shared my artwork.
What's up, guys? My name is Matt Dameron. We're back this week with the senior illustrator of Black Rifle Coffee, layman's terms, head artist of Black Rifle Coffee, Johnathan Griswold. How you doing, Johnathan?
Good, man. It's new year. Last year was wild, but we're in a new year, so yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got all these bags right here. These are bags he is designed this year.
Not all of them.
Not all of
Yeah,
them.
not all of them.
From what you told me off camera, this is your
My
first
first bag, and
first
funny
bag.
you picked that one because that was my second bag. So it's kind of
I just love that design.
yeah. That was a fan favorite. So
These designs are so freaking cool, man. So this was
thanks, man.
the first one you did
First one I
when you
did
first started
when I first
working.
started 4 years ago. I think actually September will be 4 years. This coming September will be 4 years that it launched. So yeah, cool.
What was the inspiration behind this bag?
Um, well, funny. So Evan Hafer is the one who started Black Rifle, and he, I freelanced or contracted for Black Rifle for a year, and the first design he ever had me do was rooster design, chicken. He's like, I want this rooster, and he's got like MVGs on. He's holding an AR. Black Rifle's very, veteran. They're veteran founded, and in the name, we
Right.
do a lot of stuff with guns. So we have a funny saying, when in doubt, not it out. But anyways, he wanted this rooster. So I drew this design that they call Tacticock. And it was the first design I ever did. It was for shirt. And it was when I was contracting. And ironically, it's been one of the best selling shirts year over year in company history. So it's kind of
That
like
one?
the
The shirt that came off that?
I did the shirt first. The bag came after the shirt because the shirt was so popular.
Oh.
But it was really popular. It's kind of like what I'm known for. Like, oh, you're the guy who drew the Tacticock. But anyways, we decided to do a bag, and of course, I have chickens at home, so I think chickens are the most underrated pets on the planet. They're super funny. But I had this one rooster. His name was Muad'Dib. He was named after Dune, from a character in Dune. Anyways, he ended up getting killed by a hawk. The like a couple months before I drew that design. But anyway, so I thought like some cool like top of the food chain rooster, slaying his enemies. So
Yeah.
anyways, we did this bag, and we called it waking the neighbors. You drink coffee when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess I can go over a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure, why not?
So these bags, when I first started, they had already had a bunch of bags that they had done over the years, but I had this idea of the whole bag telling the story. And the idea came from when you're a kid and you're sitting at the breakfast table and you're eating cereal. What do? You look at the box, right?
All right, right.
So I wanted to create this like interactive bag. And so when you turn it, it tells like the story. And they hadn't done that yet. So we launched this bag. It's like this rooster. He looks like he's chasing somebody on the front. There's like this explosion. And when you turn it over, there's this van. It's like a old Astro van. And there's like this Tacti-Squatch guy firing an RPG out the back of the van. And they've got a stolen egg on top of the van. So it's like this story of, this robbery that's taking place of his chicken coop or whatever. And anyway, just something really dumb and fun. And
No, I think it's cool, man.
it
Not
took
only is
off.
the
So
artwork like, real like just badass, man.
yeah.
It's like telling a story it's fun.
Yep. And so like this one, this was my second bag I did, as I had mentioned. And I grew up working with my uncle, Glasgow Signs in Nashville. And so I worked around a lot of antiques and stuff and old advertising, and beautiful stuff made in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, which was a huge inspiration to my career now. And a lot of that art back then told stories. And so I realized really quickly when I did these bags, I wanted to tell like a fun story, but I also wanted to like add stuff that the general population wouldn't understand, sort of
Right.
like Easter eggs. I always like the idea of Easter eggs. So this bag was a little more elaborate, and this bag has a lot of Easter eggs based around the company's history. So this one is like kind of this tarot card style art. It's like this skeleton. He's like, you know, cooking up like coffee potion in this like cabin or lair.
Right.
And then on the sides it has like a spider web, and in the spider web it has BRCC. And then we have this other design that's real popular in the company, the coffee or die. You know, the old join or die snake,
Yeah, yeah,
Benjamin
yeah, yeah.
Franklin from the 1700s. But we have one that's this coffee or die. It's got a rattlesnake on it. So we have the rattlesnake in there. And then the year this bag came out was when our company went public.
Uh-huh.
And so I got the bull up there for like the stock market.
Oh, that's cool.
And then there was another bag that my buddy Josh, he's an artist, graphic designer that works with us. He did a bag called Psychedelic Cyclops. It was like this Cyclops, and there was like mushrooms and all this stuff. So
Uh-huh.
I put the eyeball of the Cyclops up there.
Cool.
So it's like little stuff like that. And then of
It
course,
tells it tells a
yes,
story.
it tells a story, and you know, people find stuff, and you know, they'll, you know, maybe recall some of the history, because you know, most people who buy these bags, you can only get these bags through subscription every month. They're really diehards, so they're really
So you
into
can't just
company.
go to the store like.
Not these. Now some of these have, like, you can get this one in like Walmart, Food Line now.
Yeah.
Since we've gotten into FDM, um, these bags have transitioned into FDM, but like some of this new stuff that's come out, it's only subscription, and it may, you know, show up in, you know.
I had no idea y'all had like a subscription based
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. It's a big thing. We've got coffee subscription, sticker club, shirt club. Yeah, we've got thousands and thousands of subscribers.
How
So.
creative do they let you be? Is it just like, oh, hey, we want this kind of deal, or is it like artists create it, roll with it kind of deal?
Um,
Are there visions from upper management down to you guys?
I would say it's about 50-50. I'm really lucky to be able to do what I want to do. Like I've been there for, ironically, yesterday was my 4-year anniversary. So
That's sick.
So that's pretty cool. I've all of us in the art department and creative, we've been here for a long time, and I think I work with two other guys, Seth and Josh. Between the both of us, we have like 30 years of creative experience, and they let us kind of run with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, on some of the bigger campaigns, they have some sort of direction. I mean, there's no pin holding, them, but they have to approve it.
Right.
Evan, the guy who started it, he's very involved in creative. He's very creative himself. I wouldn't say he's really an artist, but he's super creative, funny
Right.
guy. He's really involved in this. This is like his favorite thing in the company. So he's really involved. So he's really in there for the approval process. And but there's not a lot of hand holding. It's really nice. Not a lot of micromanaging. This year, it'll be a little different. We had some themes for each month that they've come up with that we're designing around. So, but overall, I mean, it's kind of like, if they give me the theme of like this bag that just came out, the theme was liberty, and that was all I had, and so I just came up with Benjamin Franklin and the Liberty Bell. So, kind of like that. Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff that's very, we need this for this and this, but like in my realm, like illustrating and designing, like pretty free to kind of do what I want as long as it's on brand.
Right. That's great. That's such a good thing. Like people don't understand about like creative freedom for an artist. Like back when I started getting tattooed, I would never tell the artist what to do. Of course, you go through their Instagram, you find a style that the artist does, and you're like, I like this, and I'm not going to go tell them I want this. I give them the vision and just you go. Because like they're going to have more fun doing it through the creative process because it's theirs.
And I freelance too on the side and contract with a ton of other people. 6 Hour, NFL players. DJ Dallas, he was playing for the Panthers. He's playing right now actually.
Oh, yeah?
With the Jacksonville Jaguars. But bunch of companies: Henry Repeating Arms, Origin, ironically,
Origin's Jocko Willink.
yes,
Okay.
Maduro landed in New York,
Yeah,
had on an Origin hoodie when he got off the plane.
I saw that.
So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But like Origin, who else? I just tons of people. I've been very, very blessed to be able to work with the people I work with, and a lot of these companies, they're kind of like that. They hire me for what I do, and they know that I'm a professional, and some of them are a little, they want to be really involved in the process, and there's a lot of people do because it's the fun stuff.
Right.
So, but it's like I tell people I don't go to HR at Black Rifle and say, hey, I want to be paid on Mondays instead of Fridays, because I don't work in HR.
Right.
So, people usually are pretty good about staying out of design process, but we like hearing feedback, and people come up with some really good stuff. But most of my clients outside of Black Rifle are really good. Some of them I've been working with for years. I'm really picky now who I work with, because right now I used to just take on as much work as I could, trying to put it, build up my portfolio, put out my name. And now that I'm kind of out there, I'm more. It's not so much about how much money I can make; it's the relationships, because you never know the future. Like, maybe something happens and I lose my full-time job, and I need people I can depend on to give me work. So I'm really big into building relationships, and I've built some good ones and some good connections. So
So I mean, we met probably what 12, 13, probably 14 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
14 years ago.
It was probably longer than that.
And we followed each other on Instagram. That's back kind of like early days of Instagram.
Yeah.
And you were doing like some like really cool like Native American art and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you were just like
Vine days.
Oh yeah, back in the Vine days for sure. But like I noticed that right off that when I started seeing your paintings, I was like, oh man, this guy's like very talented. And of course, it's like I think a lot of people they'll have a talent and they don't use it to their full potential. It's just this is what I do for an escape kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But when I see talent from like music to art to comedy to anything, I'm like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
It was like go for it. Like go like we always talked like just over the years, just talking about like it's cool to see how you progressed like all the way up to senior illustrator at Black Rifle. Like when did you know? How did Black Rifle discover you?
So the whole art thing, it's funny how like I'm a believer, and I believe God opens doors for stuff, and this whole art adventure was kind of born out of like a bad place. So I was working just a regular full-time job, and I got hurt. I had some surgeries, and I kind of got into this place where I was laying around for a while, and I kind of picked up drawing. I always loved art when I was a kid, drawing. I picked up art again when I was out of work for a while, and anyways, went back to work, and I kind of got to the point where I kind of hated my job. I wasn't making money, and then the year before me and my wife got married, it was like for January I got my W-2, and I brought home like $21,000 that year. Excuse me, and I wanted to marry my wife, and I knew that I couldn't take care of her. I mean, I worked hard. I mean, I worked full-time job. It was a state job,
right?
And I realized like this is not. I got to make a change. So I started trying to figure out like looking at doing a part-time job, making extra money, and I kind of picked up drawing again, and I was like, I started drawing like pet portraits and landscape stuff, and then just posting on Instagram, and people started asking could they buy prints. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I could sell some prints.
Right.
Anyways, fast forward, started doing these prints, started doing pet portraits, and people started asking me about apparel designs, and I was like, I don't know anything about apparel. Like, ended up getting a computer. I opened Photoshop and Illustrator, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to learn this on my own. Like, it was so complicated looking, like Chinese. And anyways, I ended up going to YouTube University and watching videos, and for about a year I just taught myself and started utilizing social media. This was about 10 years ago. started reaching out to companies and drawing stuff for free. Like, hey, you can have this design if you let me. There was a company called Postfile. It was like a subscription box you get. I was like, hey, I did this design for y'all. You put it in your box, you can have design. I put my Instagram handle on the sticker. It went out to like 20,000 people. So I started like,
Oh, dang, yeah.
you know, just basically doing stuff for advertisement and just worked my way up. Started building a client list and got a little burnout after a couple of years. And I was like, man, I really want to do some stuff for companies I like Black Rifle and some other companies, Half Face Blades. There were some other brands, companies. I can't remember them right off the top of my head, but so I picked like 5 companies I wanted to work for. I did concept designs, posted them on Instagram, tagged them, and within 6 months I was doing work for every single one of them.
That's
Black Rifle picked
insane.
me up as a contractor. I worked as a contractor for a year, then they hired me a year later, and I've been there
Full-time
full time. Yep.
Black Rifle Coffee. That's cool. And it's even like, I don't know, you've done some stuff in your free time that's been like really cool as well. I remember a couple of years ago, just scrolling through Instagram and I just clicking on people's stories and Joe Rogan's Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the story and I was like, that was your artwork that you drew of him and his dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh
Dude,
my
that
God.
was a crazy night. So obviously we both love Joe Rogan. I mean, he's awesome dude. Has great podcasts, and he's a big lover of art. It's cool that famous people like that take the time to share artists. He shares a lot of artists, people's
Yeah.
stuff, and he's had a lot of artists on his show. And but yeah, I like drew this thing. It was like a vintage like comic book. It's like him and his dog, and it's like I think Joe Rogan in the cosmic mushroom or something.
Yeah.
They're like floating around in space. Posted it, and dude, he shared it, and I'll never forget. We were putting the nursery together. My wife was pregnant, and my phone was like on fire in my pocket. I was like, I was like, what's going on? I looked up, and he had shared it, and it was like follows and like, it was going crazy. And I was like, Joe Rogan just shared my artwork or whatever. And that was, I think I picked up probably 5,000 followers in like probably a week or two.
That's
from
insane.
that. Yeah, it was really cool. It was a really awesome experience. But yeah, I know saying all that, it makes it sound easy. It wasn't easy. I was working full time up until I joined Black Rifle full time 4 years ago. I was working full time, working, 8 to 5, get home and work from 6 o'clock to midnight every night, 7 days a week, work, building all that stuff up. And
I guess
it was difficult.
you have to love what you do to do that.
Yep.
Sometimes I face burnout sometimes a little bit on here or there, but it's like I love what I do so much that I'll push through it just because I know in my previous life experience, like working 12 years in a warehouse with where dreams go to die.
Oh yeah.
And I'm a creative, like I love
Yep.
to, and it was just like I don't want to go back to that.
Yep.
I will figure it out.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I think the only way you can work like that is by loving what you do. And I mean, there's times like I go through, I mean, I guess you would call it writer's block. I mean, there's some times where I'm just like, I'm not creative and I'm not in the mood. And it's like I have stuff I have to do, deadlines to meet. There's, clients to pay for stuff that I have to do. And I have to like, push myself through it. And then, it don't last long. And then there's some times where if my wife don't drag me out of my office, I'll stay in there for 2 days straight where I'm just like, I mean, I'm really into the groove and this stuff just like pours out. And
you get
it's like everything. I mean, it's ups and downs, and
I try not to complain.
Yeah.
But like it's almost like God has put you in this position and in this area, in this space and time. Don't try not to complain. Like we want to complain as humans, we want to complain, but like, hey, God, you put you in this position. Don't try not to complain about it. You're right where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all those obstacles, like when pursuing a dream or doing something, it's like don't stay freaking focused, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm sort of a new father. I have a 4-year-old. He just turned 4. We have a 1-year-old, and my life really changed after they were born. It was just me and my wife and our work, and now it's like man, like everything I'm doing now is for them. And so you know, I don't have a lot to I mean, we all have our own problems, right? We all
Right.
have, everybody has. We had some conversations before we started, there's, people dealing with a lot right now. It's stressful times. But overall, no matter how hard my day is at work or how much I'm struggling with something, like my kids are kind of like my foundation.
Yeah.
I know that the purpose of my life now is to give them a good life and train them up right and let them have things. Like I had this thing with, like I said, I've had a lot of opportunities to work with a lot of cool people. Like, I've tried to start collecting stuff. Clients, they'll send me stuff. Like, I'm building like this little museum of, like, you know, DJ Dallas, the running back. He's like sent Jasper a jersey, signed jersey, and he got some cards, football cards autographed for me. And but I'm like collecting all this stuff for my kids, right?
Right.
And
Right. Right.
it's like giving me something to like work towards outside of, like, I'm working, but I'm working towards something else, like
Right.
these people I've worked with and met that I can tell my kids and pass down, at the end of the day. But there is a lot of things that you can complain about, and I mean, I'm weak sometimes and complain and have struggles, but overall, I mean, very, very blessed to be able to do what I love for a job. And like you were saying, looking back on working at the place where you're working, was it like a factory type thing,
Yeah.
or
Grocery
grocery
distribution. Yeah.
distribution? Looking back to where I was 10 years ago, like, I ain't gonna complain because I can still be there in that situation. I see people stuck in the same situations they're in, and um, I think the biggest thing is, like, you just gotta have, like, you gotta grind. I mean, you gotta grind. If you want to
Right.
get out of a bad situation, you gotta grind.
Right. Right. Right.
Like,
Right.
you traveling, tired. We were talking about time zones and jet lag. Like, I mean, I think people get the perception that everybody could be a movie star or something and it's easy, but even those people, they were grinding.
Yeah.
Everybody, you have to, if you
No
want it
one
the right
gets it.
way. But I think another important thing outside of not complaining is remembering where you come from, staying humble. And, like, to me, like, I mean, yes, I know that a lot of people know my name and a lot of people know my work, but to me, I still feel like a guy from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
still friends with the same friends I've always
Right.
had. Like, I don't like leaving my house. We got a house out in the country. Like I said, we got chickens and dogs and cats, and, like, that's that's my castle, man. That's where I like
Right.
staying. Like, especially now I got kids. Like, I don't want to leave. And um, but, I'm glad that God has kind of kept me in that mindset of, like, I'm still kind of. I mean, I've matured over the years, but I still love my buddies that I've always loved, and I don't really care about meeting a bunch of famous people or,
Right. 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 Right.
whatever. And I'm glad I've stayed that way. So,
Yeah.
um,
It's just humble
but
humble beginnings.
you're in that situation too. You get to meet a lot of folks and make
Yeah.
connections and stuff. So,
It's the same thing. Like I find myself in my head. I've talked about this before on like several interviews and like other things. Like musicians are what get me. Comedy were peers. Like
mm-hmm,
I've been in the room with like Matt Rife and Shane Gillis and all these bigger comedians. And like they're just peers.
mm-hmm.
They're people, and there's a difference between how you treat someone and how you act when entering a room. Because you can see when someone
Oh yeah,
sees like a Shane Gillis or something like that, they're like Shane Gillis, and
yeah.
like you just
Is that normal?
just they're a person, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But like when it comes to musicians now, it's like I want to be like this and be like, dude, remember they're just people.
Yep.
Like I'm good friends with some of the members of Red Clay Strays.
Mm-hmm.
The first night I was around the hanging out with the drummer one time, and I was like starting to be like fangirl, and I was
Yeah,
like, dude, you gotta chill out a little bit.
yeah.
But yeah, now he'll comment on some of my Instagram posts and stuff like that, and I'll shoot him a text message here or there when something cool in their career happens. I'm just a big fan of.
But it's natural to be that way. I mean,
Yeah,
it's both of us are from a small town of high crime, but
yeah,
it's like there's a lot of people in this town that haven't been successful and they chose to keep doing what they're doing. So when you kind of you start climbing that ladder a little bit, and you get to meet people that you always watched or listened to or whatever it is, like it is like a fangirl
right,
moment. But I've often found like I've had a few conversations with Joe, not much, just Instagram DM,
Right.
just very short, talking to him. Like he's just a normal guy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's got #1 podcast in the world, and I respect the fact that he's taken some of his time to just have a simple conversation with me. And I've had a couple people I've talked to. There's somebody high up in the government in Trump's administration that was appointed by Trump that I befriended years ago. And when Trump came to town, I wanted to get him some of the coffee bags. And so I reached out to them, and they were trying to help me. I wanted to come over here and meet them and give them we did these, I didn't even bring one, but we did these 250th anniversary military, Army, Marines, Navy. They're really cool bags. And I wanted to give him, they came with coins. I wanted to give him those bags. And so they were trying to help me, but the whole process, it's like you got to do all these background checks and all this. It's like it takes a while, and I didn't have enough time.
Because
But
they're trying to kill him.
Yeah, but I've gotten to the point. My point with telling that story is I've gotten to the point where I've been able to meet and befriend people like that. But I also know like that they're normal people and they have their own lives, and I'm not trying to like hang out with them all the time. Respectful and just be normal. I guess like I'm just a normal guy, and I think you gain more respect from people like that versus trying to kiss their ass or whatever.
But it's like I said, it's like a clear line. Like when someone walks in the room and sees somebody, or like they're either you're trying to associate with them to have higher status, shine their shoes a little bit, or you're being a fangirl kind of deal. Yeah. I've been in the room with Joe Rogan like several times, but I know I was like I don't want to inconvenience that man.
Oh yeah.
I mean I could like I remember being in the room one time. It was like Shane Gillis, Ron White, Joe Rogan, and dude, I saw Marcus King just chilling in the same room, and no one was talking to him, and no one knew who he was, and I was like, "That's freaking Marcus King over there. I'm going to go talk to Marcus King."
Yeah.
But I did just I had to approach Ron White. I had to talk to Ron. I was like, "Keep it short and sweet."
I would like to meet Shane Gillis.
Yeah, he's cool.
He reminds me of somebody that would play disc golf with us.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he just seems like he kind of reminds me of Brandon Gallion a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So, he's a bro, man.
Yeah, he seems like a just.
Yeah, the first time I hung out with Shane, I was in his green room in Arizona, and I have mutual friends with him that are not associated with comedy. Mm. Everybody knows somebody within comedy, like one or two people away from somebody. I heard on a podcast where he was talking about playing college football at Elon University.
Really?
And I was like, Elon, like near Burlington? Well, I bumped into one of his teammates at the time, and I asked him, I was like, "Do you know who Shane Gillis is?" He was like, "Yeah." What's it to you? He was like being real rude to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's it."
Yeah.
So I was in a room with him, and somebody said, Matt over there, he knows somebody you know. And he was like, "Who do you know?" And I was like, Terrell Hudgens. And he goes, "You know T-Mobile, dog? You know T-Mobile?" And the tight end beside him was on the team as well. I didn't know he was the tight end. He was like, "You know T-Mobile." And then they both turned around like, "What high school he go to?" I went, "Rocky Mount Senior High." He went, "You know T-Mobile. This is crazy." It was like a weird coincidence.
Rocky Mount has like this weird thing where there's a lot of people know about it for some reason. I don't know what.
Right off I-95, I guess. I don't know. Strange. I know we went off on a little tangent there. Yeah. Do you know how Black Rifle got started? Like, can you tell me about like how it was started? Who works there? Who do they employ? Like that do you know the birth?
So Evan Hafer, he was in the military, and then after he got out of the military, he worked with an agency a while, but he was brewing coffee overseas, like on deployment. He got really into it, and then he's bought like I think it was a 1 pound roaster and put it in his garage when he got home, when he got out, and just started roasting coffee in 2014. And then
2014,
and then we went public. 3 years ago.
Wow.
Took it public 3 years.
It's
3 years
everywhere,
ago.
wasn't
So less than 10 years
wow.
went public.
Yeah,
It's
because I
wild.
see it everywhere. Like I went to
I mean, it
Rural King, walked in Rural
everywhere.
King, see it there. I was just watching Marshawn Lynch and Travis Pastrana on YouTube.
Yeah,
Dude
he
is
does stuff for us.
all over.
Yeah.
Travis Pastrana, I forgot what he calls his land out there.
Pastrana Land.
Pastrana Land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done some shirts for him through Black Rifle. I did one of it's like, you know, the ET thing, the moon, and it's got ET. It's like him on a dirt bike, like, you know, flying like a moon, and it's like it looks like the old ET movie poster, but it was like TP, like Travis. Anyways, yeah, we did a shirt. I don't remember how popular. I don't think it was very popular.
It's just insane to see it everywhere, and like I'll be in Walmart or like just in like Rural King is a cool little store that opened up here in Rocky Mount. They're a chain, but I just walked in. I was like, oh shoot, like there's a probably good chance that Griswold, did that. It's just weird.
Yeah, I
especially
guess
I actually own this T-shirt. This right.
Oh
here.
yeah, I've seen you wear it on stage before.
Yeah, I was cool. In Savannah, Georgia, just like poking around. And I saw it up.
Yeah,
you
seen the picture.
Shit. I like took a picture of it, sent it to you.
Yeah, it's all, dude. It's funny. Like people send me pictures all the time of like they're in a grocery store or somewhere, and dude, I still get like giddy, like seeing my workout in public. Yeah. It's like, to me, it's just weird. It's so weird.
A little dopamine hit.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know how to describe it. It's just a weird feeling. Like it's almost like one day I'm gonna wake up and somebody's gonna realize I've been faking it. You ever have that feeling?
Oh, you think imposter syndrome?
Yeah, it's kind of like in my head, and I'm not trying. I'm just being honest about how I feel. In my head, all I see as an artist is my flaws in my work.
Right.
Like how something could be better.
Oh,
or it's not, And so, like in my head, it's like I can't believe somebody would pay for that. Something I did. Like I didn't go to school. I mean, I'm all self-taught, which is something I'm super proud of. Like
right.
I think college is great, but I also think college is a scam. To a degree, but so I'm super proud of that part. But like I've been in airports. I remember the first time I ever saw somebody with something I did something for this company called American Fetchers, owned by a really cool dude, Bryant Fikes. He started it. He was going to school and started this little. It's like one of those outdoor like hunting, duck hunting, and all this stuff. He does a bunch of hats. And I was in Walmart in Nashville. This was probably 8 years ago. And this kid walked by, a young kid walked by. I said, "Hey, I did that hat." It's the first time I hadn't been doing stuff for maybe a year.
Yeah. And
his company was based out of Mississippi, Alabama. And I said, "Hey, I did that hat." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "Well, that was probably pretty rude." I was like, "I'm sorry, dude." I was like, "Man, I'm sorry." I was like, I do this stuff for American Fetcher. I was like, "I did that hat." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, talked to him. I think I ended up taking a picture with him or something. Like, but even back then, like my stuff's like everywhere now, and it's still like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like every time we go grocery shopping, I walk by a shelf, I'm like, so strange.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's strange, man.
It's cool
just,
though.
Yeah, I mean,
it's cool.
It's super humbling. It's really cool. It's just like it's almost like a dream state.
Yeah.
Simulation, like this ain't real or something.
Yeah, I know. Me and Jason Gutman talked about it before on his interview when he was up here, and we were just talking about like just things in our lives and our careers. We're working on something, and we don't know how cool it is until somebody else says it's cool.
Yeah,
and then you're like, you kind of pull yourself away from it, and you're like,
oh
hey, that's cool. That's it's something to be proud of.
I think it's because you're so in the weeds on the whole process, which I'm sure is I know Jason well. He actually helped me make a little video about this bag, which I'm sure you've seen it. But his stuff is probably it's the same, but different. Where he's acting or stunt doubling or something, and he can't see any of the picture because it's just like these little moments, and they're all compiled together. And then obviously when the movie comes out or TV show or whatever, it's like, oh man, that's pretty cool. It's like even some of the Walking Dead, I always try to like find them. It's like he's even told me episodes. I'm like, I can't find you.
He's doing his job.
Yeah,
he's
that's right.
Staying unseen.
Yeah,
behind the scenes, dude. So it's just cool to see. Just like with Jason, we had the same discussion. It's like it's like the humble beginnings, it's the hard
Mhm.
work. You're doing it, you have talent, and then like it's the fruits of your labor. Like you're working your way up in your career, and now you're like senior, illustrator for Black
Yeah.
Crawford. It's just cool to see, especially people that I know and people that like they're pursuing something. So when they start hitting something, like you're happy for them.
Oh yeah.
Like dude, that's
It's
awesome.
it's cool, man. It's
So anytime I see like Black Rifle or I see a shirt or something like that, my buddy, and
yeah.
then I start showing the Instagram, like, dude,
Uh,
this is his Instagram. He does cool stuff. I'm always like, I like to push the people I know as well.
oh
It's
yeah.
like freaking, I know that guy. Like,
Yeah, and
he's done this.
I
And,
still do. I love doing like anytime I get an opportunity in the community to do something like some sort of design or T-shirt, like that's something I always jump on because it's for my community. And um, I'm working on a new town logo for somebody close by. I don't know how public it is, but that's something I met with the town council. That was really
no, that's cool.
cool. Like just it's my local community, right? And yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. I'm blessed to be able to do what I love
It's
to
just
do.
cool to see it all come together. Like, where can people follow you on Instagram and stuff like that?
My Instagram handle, which is I created 10 years ago, which I wish I could change it, but it's kind of like I've thought about changing over the years, and it's like one of those things. It's what I'm known for now, but it's Grizzly River Art. Grizzly like the bear, river like you fish in, and then art. Um, Grizzly was like my first nickname, and I used to like fishing. Well, I mean, I still love fishing, but fishing, and then I just did art. So Grizzly River Art, Instagram, and I don't really use really any other platforms. I'm not a big. I hate social media. I love it because it's helped me to get
Right.
where I'm at, which I'm sure you probably feel the same way.
Yeah.
Um, but social media is weird, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, this happened yesterday. So we went and captured Maduro,
Uh-huh.
and that picture came out. President posted this picture. He's like sitting. I'm sure you probably seen it. It's like in a Nike tracksuit, and I was like, this is like I want to make something funny. So I made this like Vogue magazine cover of him, like a AI to the rest of his body, and then like put in all the copy, and it was like FAFO behind him. It was like Who's Your Daddy, America. I posted it. It took me like 30 minutes to make it. Dude, that thing has like gone viral. And it makes me so mad because that was something I just thought of, made it, which I know it's like that's how social media is, but I made it, posted it, and it's got like thousands of likes, tens of thousands of shares, and I can work on something like this and post it, and I won't even get like 100 likes. I'm like, this sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, social media is so bizarre when it comes to like things that are popular or things that do well, which I'm sure you see it with your stuff. I can't really make any sense of it.
Like you can freaking craft a joke, and it takes you, I don't know, a year to get it right, and you're constantly failing on it, and then you post it, and it doesn't do very well. But then somebody makes a fart noise in the audience, and you call it out, and that gets a million
I
views.
know
Like that happened in the moment. That's not.
But that just kind of shows you that just how people are, I guess. Like,
are there any like future projects that you're allowed to talk about or can plug?
The realm I'm in, I usually try to respect my clients and obviously respect my job. And like I have to, like there's a lot of stuff that I do that I sit on for months, sometimes over a year, that I have to wait until the company releases it, the person releases it. Sometimes they never release it. I've had that happen, and I was like, hey, and I'm always trying. I gotta have some, like I'm kind of like hemmed in on like content I can put out. So this past year, I try to get a little better on like taking one thing and maybe making a video, or I got my iPad I draw and records like every pen stroke.
Right.
So I post
those
these, like,
videos are cool.
Yeah, a lot of people like those. Post these time lapses, and it's really cool. It keeps up with everything. Like this bag right here, had over 70,000 pen strokes.
Gosh.
But this has got a lot of Easter eggs in it, some personal stuff.
Yeah,
I can show you later. But yeah, basically Instagram. That's about it.
cool.
Nothing really big. I mean, we always got big stuff coming out, and this year was a little slower on the freelance side, on the contract, and I think it's just because the economy's been rough. People just aren't spending money. But I think this coming year, I've already had a couple people reach out that I hadn't talked to in a couple months. So usually New Year people are really roaring ready to go. So
Yeah. Well, that's cool,
yeah,
man. It was great talking to you.
yeah, man.
Guys, follow Johnathan Griswold on Grizzly River Art on
Yep.
Instagram. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Follow me on Instagram at Matt Dameron Comedy. Follow me on TikTok at Matt D Comedy. Have a good day. Be blessed.